Right, so in Word Chapter 7, we're going to be creating a simple one-page newsletter for Cronus Business Bank. And I'm going to highlight projects over here and turn off exams. It's just always just nice to uncheck what you're not using of those first three options. You can see them really quickly. So I'm going to go down here and pull up SC Project Word Chapter 7. You're probably wondering why we didn't cover Chapter 6, by the way, and that is because that focuses on mail merge, which is primarily covered on the Word Expert exam. Yes, so Word Chapter 7 project, and there's going to be some support files here and an instructions folder. And again, I suggest you use my instruction folder, which I will have either on the Google Classroom or on the CPHS shared folder if you have student or faculty remote access. All right. And these two support files, which you can either download here, it looks like we have a picture and a Word file. I will also have these on Google Classroom. I will also have these on the shared folder for CPHS. So I'm going to open up this file, and you can see that it downloads. And again, I have a paper version of my instructions. You can also pull these up on, if you have access to your Google Classroom, you could pull those up on a cell phone if you don't want to print those out. And I'm going to click on Enable Editing. And this is the beginning of our document here for Cronus Banknotes. All right, Cronus Business Bank. And again, I have these files ready. Here's my instructions, which again is my paper version I have printed out here. I also have the support character and support quote, a picture, and a Word file I'll be tapping into. So that's my resources I'm using. And of course, to show good format, I'm going to do File Save As. Save that to my documents, not to my downloads. Click on the end of the file name, make that a 2 on the end, always. All right, and we're ready to go. All right, it says to convert the text Cronus banknotes, which I'm going to select here. By the way, I'm going to stop again and say it one more time. Don't just work with the project with my video up. All right, try to go through the learning, try to say, hey, can I figure this out based on what I know, maybe from the practice exam? Can I figure this out without getting like spoon-fed, right? So there's a little bit of struggle in learning, which is good. I know I say that about every project we do, but you're going to get the best learning if you kind of try to figure things out a little bit on your own first. Okay, so I select Cronus Banknotes. I'm going to say Insert, and we're going to go over here to my text area to Word Art right here. Okay, and we're going to apply the Fill White Accent Tan Accent Color 5 Shadow. My goodness, that's a Fill White Accent 5. Where's Accent 5? Accent 1. Now again, I've got Word 2016, so might not be exactly Fill White Outline Tan. Fill White Outline Accent 1 Accent Color 5 Shadow. You know what? I don't know. Accent 2. I don't know about Tan Accent 5. I might just say it's this guy right here, and we'll see what happens. Does that kind of look like what the... we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. All right. Change the text wrapping. So I got that Word Art in there. Again, I've got Office 2016. Hopefully you have 2019. That probably was a slam dunk for you. I'm going to go here to my layout options. And for wrapping, I'm going to do top and bottom. There you go. Top and bottom. So that nothing is off to the side. It's either text either above or below that current box. Close out my layout options. So I've got handles around my Word Art, my drawing tool. I'm going to change the size to 1 inch high. So I'm going to come over here to my size, up arrow to 1. Run my mouse pointer through the width and just change that to 7. 1 by 7. And maybe enter. There we go. All right. I'm going to select that text. And I guess I can just select the text and use my mini toolbar. Why not? Okay. On number 3, it says change the font to Californian FB. So I can click on that text and start typing in, well, I typed a C and look at that, Californian FB. Perfect. Font size, 48. Very nice. Change the text fill, which I'm going to have to go up here to my Drawing Tools Format tab to text fill right up here. Drop down arrow. And it says medium gradient accent 4. Okay, so let's go down here to gradients. And let's go down to more gradients. Alright. Gradient fill. Alright. Preset gradients. Wow, this is like a mouthful, isn't it? Alright, we'll get there. Fourth column, third row. Fourth column, third row. Medium gradient accent 4. There you go. It's kind of a purplish thing. Ooh, nice. Okay, alright. Apply the square text effect. I'm going to just close this out for now. Let's go back to text effect right here. And that is in the transform under warp section. And we're looking for square, which is that first one right there. Ooh, nice. It kind of matches the rest of our document, doesn't it? That was the number 3D. And it says we're going to put a continuous section break, because we're going to put this in 2 columns. So you have to put in a section break as you're changing the look and feel of your document from a 1-column document, which is everything from the left to right margin. Now we're going to be doing columns, kind of splitting up the space between our margins. We're going to put a continuous section break here, layout tab, breaks, and continuous section break. And nothing really happens other than you can see it with my marks showing up there. Again, we turn on our marks, right? We have our ruler turned on, as you should be getting in the habit of. There's my section break right there, continuous section break. Awesome. Okay. On to number 5. Apply a newsletter format to the article as follows. Format the article text beginning to the annual and ending with require e-commerce, so it displays in 3 columns. Okay. So, scroll down, e-commerce. Wait, where does this all end at? Hello. So that it ends and ending require e-commerce. Okay. That would be right down here. There we go. And we're going to make that columns of 3. Okay, great. I want to make sure I didn't mess up on that particular thing. There we go. All right. Let's scroll up and see what that looks like. Okay, that's believable. Looks good. Change the column width to 2.2. Okay, columns. More columns. I want to change that from 2.3 to 2.2. So there you go. Click OK. A little bit more space on the page, like so. Okay. To include a professional typeface element, I'm on number 6. Add a drop cap as follows. So I'm going to highlight the A in according, which is the beginning of my newsletter. I'm going to say insert, and here's my drop area over here in my text group. Add a drop cap. We're going to use the drop style. Okay. I'm just going to click on an edge, make sure that is selected. Maybe I can just run my mouse pointer through it like so. Change the font color. So I just highlight that. Mini toolbar pops up. And we're going to do tan 4. Where in the heck? There's tan 4. Accent 4. Tan accent 4, darker 25. That guy right there. Kind of match the rest of my document. Okay. That was number 6. Complete the smart art in column 2 by inserting the picture in the picture placeholder for the character shape. Okie dokie. The character shape has a placeholder here for a picture. I'm going to click on. It's going to say, where in the heck is that picture? I'm going to say from file. Now you would have had to have saved your supplemental files, like I said at the beginning, to somewhere where you can access them. Mine are under a file called Word Chapter 7 Projects, and there's that support character. Insert. It'll drop that into my smart art. Okay, it looks like a very nice graphical organizer there to make my points with. Okay, question 8, in the green text box shape, that would be up here. Insert text as an object from the file support, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to say insert over here, object, text from file. All right. And again, we're going to go out to that folder. We have our supplemental files again. Mine again is in Word Chapter 7 and Project, and that was that support quote. I'm going to insert into my text box. I got an extra paragraph mark there. I think I'm going to backspace that out because that was kind of unnecessary. Okay, resize the text box. So the text box is selected. I'm going to click on an edge to make sure I just have the text box selected. Drawing Tools Format tab. It says it needs to be 1 inch high, like so, 1 inch. Run my mouse pointer through the width and make that 2.1. Ooh, nice. Okay. Move the text box to an absolute, I'm going to select that. Okay. I'm going to move it to an absolute horizontal position. So I'm going to tell it specifically where to go on my documents. I'm just click here on position, more layout options. I'm going to say absolute position horizontally 5 inches to the right of the margin. Absolute vertical position. Now I've done stuff like this before, by the way. When you want something on your document, you might even get a ruler out and try to figure out where to put it. Absolute position of 7 inches from the below the margin there. Okay? So it's going to be to the right of the left margin, 5 inches, and to the 7 inches down from the top margin. Absolute position. Click OK, and there is your guy right there. Let's see, column break at the beginning of protecting against payment fraud. Okie dokie. So I'm going to put right in front of protecting against payment fraud. Insert a column break at the beginning of that. Heading paragraph, make sure the heading remains at the top of column 3. Okay. Insert break. That's layout, sorry. Layout breaks. I'm going to do a continuous, actually we're going to just do a column break. Okay, column break. So you make sure that protecting against payment fraud will be indeed in the last column, like so. Right, that was number 9. On to number 10. Format and reposition the bank's logo. That's down here, which went off the page. Okay, I'm going to click on that. All right. Crop the picture to remove the dark red rectangle. Okay. Picture Tools Format tab. Crop. Get the crop handle. And I might want to use my zooms here a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. Let's try that again. That picture was so small I couldn't really see the handles on it. So here's my cropping handle. I turn on my cropping over here on my text area, my size group, my Picture Tools Format tab. I'm going to grab that right cropping handle. It says I'm going to crop out the red rectangle. So I'm going to left click and drag that over to get rid of the rectangle. Okay. Then click off somewhere. And then click back on the picture. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to go to the rotate objects. It looks like we need to rotate it to the right 90 degrees so it shows up as a C, right? Rotate right 90 degrees. Okay, that looks like a C. Yes. Change the position of the picture to bottom center with square text wrapping. So I'm going to go to my position here. Bottom center. Position in bottom center with square text wrapping. Ooh, nice. I can probably go back on my zooming down here. That was a little crazy looking at first, okay? Move the anchor of the picture. The anchor picture at the beginning of the paragraph. Evaluate your business asset. Assess your... Okay. So I'm going to left click and hold. And I'm going to drag this over here. So it's right in front of beginning of the paragraph. Evaluate your business. Assess your credit. Let up. Don't really see what that did there, but that picture is going to follow, I believe, that paragraph around in case it gets moved. Looking at my document, I have a nice one-page newsletter. All right. Now, the one thing I would change that I don't have in the instructions is I would select, you know what, I'm going to do this just for laughs. But I would select this text, select this first paragraph, for example, and I would like it to be justified. So it's right aligned on the right side of the column as well. So I'm going to click on justify. See how they get that nice square right margin. Yeah, it's a little bit bumpy because there's a hyphen there and a space and whatever. But I would do that throughout my entire document before I actually published it. Plus, you also might want to consider on your layout tabs for columns and more columns. You might want to consider a line between your columns. I'm just going to click OK and then undo this. All right, like so. Now that looks really weird. It's like it forgot I was doing columns. I'm going to do undo. All right. Okay. Probably would want to select my entire text. Looks like it only thought I was doing that for just that one deal there. Okay. If I do Control A, let's just do this. If I do Control A, I don't want to select my top part though. Let's do this. Let's select the whole thing down to here. And then let's do columns, more columns, and line between. There you go. That's what I meant to have it look like. To kind of put a line between them just for effect there. I'm going to undo that because it might not like that. It might not like this justification I did here. I just wanted to show you a couple of tips there you can utilize if you're creating your own business letter. Okay, let's save that. And let's go see how we did on the chapter project. Continue. Let's go submit that. Go find that in my documents folder. I should have gotten 100%, don't you think? There's my project right there with the 2 on the end. It likes it. There's a check mark. Submit. And view reports. And the drum roll, please, for Chapter 7. Am I going to end word with 100% on a project? I hope so. 100 out of 100. First try. I feel so much better. Okay? Thank you for watching. And from here, we're going to be doing some final steps, some review stuff to review and prepare for the certification exam. Take care.